like to be liked? Who doesn't like it when someone sees the goodness in you and appreciates it? We all love that feeling. We crave that feeling. However, sometimes we look for this validation in some real covert and ugly ways that actually show sides of ourselves that aren't so pretty. Seeking validation in the way that most people do it often actually pushes people away and makes us almost be like a negative magnet for the people that we care about and like. So Roy here is going to hop on and we're going to do a conversation about seeking validation and the different ways that we covertly, creepishly, if that's a word, try to get people to validate us. So here we go. Should be popping on here. There he is. Hello, Coach Roy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world.
Feel free to let us know in the chat box where you're joining in from.
I love this cover. I was listening to your intro there. I love this whole distinction, this whole thing around validation. And it's something that I've taken on myself in the last couple weeks. And how it all came about was I noticed I had a reaction to something. I noticed I had a reaction to a particular thing that someone was saying, and I had a whole other opinion about it. And like, well, you're not even listening to me. I kept hearing that in my voice, and I was trying to get my point across. And so I'm someone who stands in being caused in the matter of my life. So I was looking like, okay, what's having me be so frustrated here? Why am I frustrated? What is this? What is having me try to get my point across? Why am I so adamant, like a dog on a bone, about getting my point across? And then I was on a call with a client, and they were kind of sheepishly going, I'm always looking for validation. And it was like a light bulb went off. Like a huge, oh my God, I was looking for validation for my point of view. And what is validation? Validation is, it's a series of, because there's to validate something as real or unreal. Is it real or tangible? And then there's patting oneself on the back validation.
Well, it's basically trying to show that you're right, or that you deserve something, or that something should happen. I mean, I think it's shocking to realize how much validation runs our choices and our life. I mean, even think about I was talking to another client this past week as well, about how much they're motivated to do a good job at work because they're hoping that the upper management bosses will give them that pat on the back and tell them they're doing a great job. They're like living for that approval.
Yeah.
Now, that might be a more extreme case, but I would argue that many people, millions of people in their relationships, whether it's with their parents, whether it's with their significant other, even their friends, were looking for did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Do you see me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is almost always coming from insecurity.
Yeah. Always. Almost always. Well, and it's what we call as a distinction, the source outside of myself. It's all over there. I exist, or I'm here because you're over there at validating my existence.
Yeah, I'm looking for my confidence from what you say or do. I'm looking for my security from what you say or do, which is a very powerless feeling, you know, when we've worked hard to get that validation from our partner. I mean, I can think of times where with my wife, I would be doing nice things for her, not because I'm being generous, because I'm hoping she sees what a great guy I am.
So there you go. I was on a call with somebody earlier today. That's exactly what he got to, was paying for expensive dinners on the first couple of dates. What is that actually about?
Look at how great I am. But here's the thing, you guys. When we truly feel great, when we're truly feeling secure, we aren't trying to prove it to anybody.
No, we're being our authentic self. We're being loving and generous. And if we happen to want to go to an expensive restaurant, fine, great. But what's the altruistic motive of going to the expensive restaurant?
The
What's
motive.
actually
That's the
the
question.
motive? What is it? What's the actual motive? Is it to seek validation, or is it to be satiated by the experience and the ambience and the colors and the sound and the noise and the service and the food? Never mind the food. So much, there's so much there when we're going for an intended purpose to experience something versus be validated for, aren't I great?
Yeah. And so we're bringing up this topic because we want to strengthen the muscle, the skill of integrity, of security, of confidence. So it's normal for all of us to want to feel validated. Like I said at the beginning, it
Yeah.
feels good to be liked, it feels good to be seen and appreciated. Now, the way we go about that makes all the difference. We don't
Yes, for
typically
sure.
go about it in an honest, authentic way where I say, you know, I'm feeling a little insecure right now. And can you remind me of something I'm good at? Because I just feel like I suck at everything. That can
Wow, now
be
you're
a,
on to something.
I mean, that can be a beautiful connecting moment.
Yes. And in that, is that affirmation or is that validation?
Well, now it's affirmation because now it's coming from honesty, it's coming from integrity. But we don't typically do that. We typically go like, you see all the things I did for you? Or,
Yeah.
oh look, I cleaned the table. Oh look, oh, do you see the project I completed on
Yeah.
time? Oh look, I
Yeah.
showed up on time to dinner for the 16th time in a row.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. Look. Or even more sneaky, they noticed me yet? And doing things subversively to be noticed.
I mean, we're about to go off into some major tangent here because I'm even thinking about like, I'm thinking even about what we wear and what we dress,
Yes.
and it's it's a weird thing. It freaks me out a little bit how many people that I see dress really beautifully or provocatively or sexually or just stylishly, but are not approachable, which to
Hmm.
me is its own kind of seeking of validation. It's like, look at how good I look. But my next question goes, but so what?
Yeah.
Like, why would we want to look good? Well, in my opinion, we want to look good because we want to feel good and we want to be around people who like that and we want to connect with others. To me, it's like another way to connect with others. But I see this version of people who are almost doing all this stuff visually to be extremely presentable,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not connecting. And so in my mind, I'm like, who cares then?
Yeah. Who
Obviously, because
cares?
I'm a
I,
buyer.
I just, I think it's really hilarious. I was just at a Thanksgiving dinner and I met this fellow there and he said we were in a house and he was going to take his shoes off. I said, no, this is a shoes on house. It's a farmhouse. We leave our shoes on here. Don't worry about it. It's cold on the floor. And I said, see, the host has no shoes on. And this is he was trying to be, he was all uncomfortable. And then he said to me, oh, nice boots. I said, thank you. I didn't say nice boots back. And he barely talked to me the rest of the night. Couple of words.
Oh, you think it was a nice boots in the hope to get a compliment back?
Yeah, it was one of those validating moments. And I know we're all guilty of that.
For sure.
That's I love you. Are you saying it to be validated? Or are you saying it because you really mean it?
Yeah. And that's, I mean, you guys, whenever we're seeking validation, it's just a shitty feeling. Like it's not a powerful feeling. It's not a way that forwards who we want to be. And so what do we do as an alternative? Well, in my opinion, we actually share what we're seeking. We actually
Yes.
say it.
Yeah.
Like like a huge connecting moment for me and my wife at times, or when each other says, I'm feeling a little low. Can you just come sit with me for a bit?
Yeah.
Or I'm feeling insecure. Can you give me a hug? I'm feeling pissed off. Can you just hold my hand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we just sit here and make some coffee together? And like versus I'm walking around like angry, trying to get someone to notice something, trying to get someone to do something for
Yeah.
me without me having to put myself at issue, without me having to actually share something. That keeps
Yeah.
us
And that
in a
puts it
weak.
over there.
Yeah.
That puts it on. That makes your body sensations, your thoughts, your emotions, all someone else's responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's where you get your power back, is just sharing what's there. Because it's okay. It's okay, you guys. This isn't this work that we're preaching here. It's not about being some perfect, self actualized, never insecure person. That's just part of life, especially as we grow and take on bigger things in life. It's going to require a bigger version of us that we maybe haven't been yet, which means likely we'll feel moments lacking confidence and lacking security. That's okay. The question
Yeah.
is, how are we going to be about it? Are we going to be authentic and share it? Are we going to be accepting of our own growth opportunity there? Or are we going to be covert and manipulative and sneaky, not really changing anything, not gaining any authentic power?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the practice, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you're well said. And I think the key word there is authentic. Because
Yeah.
mostly what I've noticed is people aren't willing to be authentic, really, truly authentic. They'll get close in relationship and then scared and back off.
And a lot of times it's because we haven't seen it done, or we've become numb to our own authenticity. We've been putting on a facade or a show for so long, that it's like, authentic. What do you mean authentic? Like just share how I really feel. But just as they're thinking that, it's like this whole filter process of like, well, what's the right thing to say? And what if I say this and I'm judged for it? And maybe I should position this in a way that makes me look good. All that's happening almost subconsciously. And
Hmm.
so this authenticity is a skill.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys have started to notice me sharing this more, that what we're doing is we're training people in the necessary skills to make a difference in life and relationships. Authenticity is a skill. It's not like a characteristic that some people have and some people don't.
Well, and it's also on the court skill. Is life has got a lot happening. There's a lot of lifing going on with us these days. There's an economy, rents, food shortages, this, that. Like we're living in challenging times. So in my view, the more authentic and real we can be with the ones we love, like really heartfelt, loving, and say, was you're saying, hey, can you? I'd like a hug right now. I'm feeling a little tensed up. Can I get a hug? Like literally going for what really matters to us.
Yeah.
Actually saying it out loud.
And
And
the
I,
other could be the opposite as well, which is like, I could really use a bit of space right now. Can we have this conversation later? Versus, I got lots to do. I'm going upstairs, or
yeah, or fighting instead.
starting a fight.
Yeah,
These are we say these kind of cavalier, me and Roy, right now, but they're huge things. It's
yeah.
like really big deal to show up authentically when we're scared and nervous and feel insecure. It's like amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and I've taken this one on as the next level in my own training and development. And I'm crystal clear as a coach. I'm never trained. I'm never ever done training and developing myself. I'm always looking for the next space, the next thing to take on. And at 70, I find this one really, I'm ready now to get into this whole thing around validation and what's going to show up out of it. And at first, when I started looking at it, it was scary. Like my whole life occurred like I was doing it for validation. And now, not so much. It's like, okay, well, now the question is I'm asking myself, is what's coming out of my mouth, is this for validation or is this to forward the action of what matters to
Yeah.
me? What is this really about? So what do I have my attention on? Do I have my attention on being validated or do I have my attention on making a difference? What is it? And I'm finding myself getting clearer and clearer and clearer. And then there's been a couple of breakdowns, and I noticed, whoa, I was looking to be validated, and it caused a breakdown instantly.
Well, it's dead simple. this process, right? It's so obvious, okay? Seeking validation is going to be us operating in our weakness. But it's not always easy to actually notice that and behave in a new way.
Mm-hmm.
And so a question asked that Roy's starting to pose as well can also sound like, where am I looking for some stamp of approval for someone, from someone that I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared to give myself?
Ah, I love that I'm scared to give myself.
Like,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
am I looking for Roy to say, Simon, you're doing a great job?
Yeah.
Where am I actually hiding, not noticing the great work I'm already doing? And I'm hoping
Yeah.
Roy will convince me to see that. Doesn't mean we don't need help sometimes and a nudge and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But I think everything that we're doing here is coming back to the ability to be empowered, the ability to see our own power endlessly, like you said, like to the nth degree, because it is never
Mm-hmm.
ending to
Yeah. It's
discover
never
the
ending.
power we have.
Yeah.
But anytime we're seeking validation or trying to get someone else's approval, we're going in the opposite direction.
Yeah. And it never sustains itself either. It's
It's brutal.
chasing the tail. It's chasing the tail of a dragon.
Yeah, well, you'll even hear the words, right, of someone, oh, Simon, you're doing a great job. And I go, I don't really believe him. I should go ask somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
do that forever. The next
Yeah.
person, the person who seems like they're higher up, you know what? I need Tony Robbins to tell me I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
If he tells me I'm doing a good job, I'm definitely doing a good job. Like if you get that, like, Tony, how do I believe you?
Yeah. Right. Oh, I hope I meet the Dalai Lama in my passing. He'll tell me I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, and it's just us looking to get the outside work done without going inside.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And like Roy said, right, looking out there, right? This term. I'm looking out there for something that can only be created or found in here.
Yeah.
That's the game. I mean, that's simply, that's like the fucking whole philosophy of everything we're doing, just boiled down to that simple.
And I have a lot of compassion for people dealing with what they're dealing with.
Of
A
course.
lot. So much. Because it's all training and development, the whole thing. And what level are we willing to go? How deep are you willing to go? And it's all wherever you're willing to go is great. I love that.
And there's plenty of reasons to be scared. There's plenty of reasons why people would have their guards up, why they wouldn't be great at being authentic. It makes perfect sense. I was listening to a podcast the other day of someone who put it really beautifully. I forget his name. It was on that Diary of a CEO podcast. And he said, the trauma reaction you had when you were a kid was actually probably such a good thing. And he gave the example of a 5-year-old having a suicidal parent.
Mm-hmm.
5-year-old shutting down emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a 5-year-old and you had a suicidal parent, you shutting down emotionally is brilliant. That is absolute right thing to do. It's going to protect you and make you survive this stage of life.
Yeah.
Problem is, we get into adulthood and we haven't figured out a new way.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's well said. That's well said.
And that's the work to me. That's like, where am I still acting like I need my dad or my mom to pat me on the back?
Yeah.
Like I'm a little 8-year-old right now, when the truth is I'm just scared to foster my own security.
Yeah. And stand for myself and my own values, my own beliefs.
Right. Stand for myself, my own values, without the need of anybody to go, you're on the right track, or what a great idea.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it a great idea? Because I like it and I'm going that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That is like the most valuable thing people can walk away from our program with, is this feeling of complete self-trust.
Yeah, that's really well said. And confidence and power.
Yeah. Right.
No.
So thank you guys for joining in our conversation. If you're curious about working with myself or Roy, taking the Level for Your program, I'll put the link below. You can comment the keyword and you'll be able to get access to the pricing, details, what's included, all that good stuff. And I acknowledge you guys for looking into these, what can be scary conversations, and
Yes.
actually, go ahead.
Yes. And I acknowledge all the people on the call for their willingness, as it's all in the willingness to look and turn the stones over, look and see what is it that I'm dealing with, what matters to me. And I really am that when we discover and go down the path of what matters to me and start sharing it with people, validation disappears. There's one thing. It
Disappears.
literally disappears. And I
Yeah, and so take
love to support people in this, what matters to them and going for it.
Oh, you're a pro at
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I encourage you all to, get this work that we're doing, this content that you're watching, don't have it stop there. Get out of your head, take an action, take a new action, go a new way. That's what Roy's talking about when he says getting on the court. Most people are living in the stands. They're watching the game being played. They're yelling, they're complaining, they're whining, they're sitting back. On the court is where life actually happens. It's where results are created. So take this and bring it on the court in whatever way works for you right now.
Awesome. Beautiful as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy. See you guys.
Yeah, love you, man. Love you.
Bye.